Listen closely, because what I'm about to say might shake something deep inside you. We live in an age where men are being slowly domesticated. Their instincts numbed, their purpose diluted. Their masculine power traded away for comfort and validation. The system doesn't want you dangerous, disciplined, or driven. It wants you distracted, consuming, pleasing, obedient. By line 3, you're already feeling this truth. And before we go deeper, make sure you join the Telegram channel. The link is in the description. That's where this conversation continues, uncensored, raw, and honest. Now, let's get to the real subject. Semen retention is not a superstition. It is not some ancient secret hiding in dusty scrolls. It is a discipline, a modern rebellion against the culture of waste and weakness. It is the refusal to spill your creative essence for a moment of digital pleasure. It's saying no to being groomed into because yes, the grooming is real. Not the kind you get from a barber, but the psychological grooming that teaches men to be compliant, to chase dopamine instead of destiny. Look around. Every screen, every scroll, every flashing image tells you the same thing. Surrender your energy. Release your tension. Buy this. Watch that. Scroll again. That's the loop. That's the conditioning. It's designed to keep you soft. Semen retention breaks the loop. It's the unplugging. It's the antivirus for your mind. When you stop spilling your energy mindlessly, something remarkable happens. Your attention sharpens. Your posture changes. You begin to look people in the eye differently. It's not arrogance. It's awareness. You stop being a spectator and start being a participant in your own life. Every time you choose retention over release, you're sending your brain a signal. I am in control. That signal compounds. Over weeks, it transforms your chemistry, your habits, your focus. You become unpredictable to the system, and that's exactly what it fears. Now, understand this clearly. Retention is not about hating pleasure. It's about mastering it. Pleasure under discipline becomes power. Pleasure without discipline becomes addiction. The difference is everything. Men throughout history knew this. Warriors, monks, inventors, they all spoke of conserving vital energy. They understood that sexual energy is creative energy. It fuels art, ambition, innovation. It's the same fire that builds civilizations. When misused, it burns you from within. When mastered, it lights your path. That's why semen retention isn't just about not doing something. It's about becoming someone. You will be tested the moment you decide to rise above the system. The system notices. It will whisper to you through screens, through songs, through old habits. It will remind you of the comfort you left behind. It will promise quick satisfaction. But here's the truth. Every time you fall for that illusion, you weaken the muscle of your will. And when the will weakens, everything else follows. Your mind, your body, your finances, your relationships, all reflect your inner control or your inner chaos. And in the middle of this journey, I want to take a second to thank those who've already supported this channel using the thanks button below. You know who you are. Every contribution, no matter how small, helps keep this message alive and independent. I appreciate it deeply. Let's go deeper. The grooming of modern men doesn't come through force. It comes through suggestion, through comfort, through the promise that you can have everything without earning anything, that you can feel like a king while living like a pawn. It's a subtle seduction. It rewards mediocrity and punishes discipline. They don't need to take your freedom away. They only need to convince you to waste it. When a man releases his energy constantly, he becomes emotionally scattered. His decisions lack weight. His focus wavers. He becomes reactive instead of strategic. The world doesn't need more reactive men. It needs grounded ones, calm under pressure, controlled under temptation. Men who can delay gratification not because they're saints, but because they understand time and purpose. Retention builds that kind of man. After a few weeks, your dreams intensify. Your voice deepens. Your handshake gets firmer. Your presence begins to speak before your words do. People notice, but they can't explain it. It's not magic. It's biology working for you instead of against you. Semen retention aligns your inner software with your outer purpose. And purpose, that's the word the world doesn't want you to remember. Because a man with purpose cannot be marketed too easily. You can't sell him fake validation. You can't bait him with short-term pleasure. He's immune. His self-worth doesn't come from swipes or likes. It comes from silence and sweat. There's a reason the ancient philosophers and modern scientists both speak of discipline as liberation. When you master your biology, you begin to master your destiny. Some people mock this practice. They call it unnecessary. They say it's natural to release. Of course it's natural. So is wasting potential. So is dying without fulfillment. But natural is not the goal. Evolved is. Mastered is. Conscious is. We're not meant to live as instinct-driven animals in an algorithm-driven world. We're meant to rise above it. To command it. Every time you retain, you're choosing evil. You're choosing strength over impulse. You're rejecting the grooming that says men must apologize for being powerful. And make no mistake, this is not about hating anyone. This is about balance. The world thrives when masculine and feminine energies are strong in their own domains and respectful of each other. But the masculine has been told to dim itself, to sit quietly, to seek permission for existing. That's where the grooming narrative hides, not in violence or hatred, but in slow erosion of self-belief. You reclaim that belief through discipline. Through control, through the refusal to waste your essence for nothing. Now, if you're still listening, that means you feel this message in your bones. That means some part of you knows you were made for more than a screen and a paycheck. You were made for conquest, not of others, but of self. The discipline of retention teaches you how to govern your instincts, how to hold tension without breaking, how to face temptation without collapsing. It's training for every battlefield you'll ever face. Mental, financial, emotional, spiritual, and yes, some days you'll fail. That's fine. Every warrior bleeds. Every man stumbles. But the difference between the groomed and the awakened is this. The groomed man justifies his failure. The awakened man studies it, learns, and returns stronger. Keep a journal. Track your streaks. Observe how your thoughts evolve. Notice how your productivity changes. Watch your eyes. In the mirror, there's a light there that reappears slowly, steadily. That light is your self-respect returning. Now here's the part most people misunderstand. Retention is not abstinence. It's not suppression. It is a redirection. It's using that same energy to build, to train harder, to think deeper, to create art, business, strategy. The energy doesn't disappear. It transforms. When that energy rises through your system, it awakens your intuition. You start sensing opportunities and dangers more clearly. You start acting with precision instead of impulse. That's why you'll see your relationships shift. Women sense when a man has self-control. It's not arrogance. It's gravity. A man who doesn't chase becomes magnetic. Not because he's playing games, but because he values his energy. Society calls it weird. Biology calls it dominance. Not in the toxic sense. In the natural sense. Confident, centered dominance. But remember, power without humility becomes poison. Retention gives you the energy, but wisdom teaches you how to use it. Always use it for creation, protection, and contribution, never for control or ego. And speaking of contribution, if you're finding value in this message, hit that thanks button below. You have no idea how much that small gesture fuels this channel. It's what allows this message to stay real, raw, and free from corporate scripts. Now, back to the mission. The anti-grooming protocol isn't just semen retention. It's a mindset. It's the decision to unplug from all systems that profit from your distraction, to eat with purpose, to sleep with purpose, to speak with purpose, to move through life like a man who guards his energy like gold. Because that's what it is. Liquid gold. the source of your drive, your vitality, your edge. Wasting it daily is like a king melting down his crown to make bottle caps. Retaining it is like forging armor from it. Discipline is not a punishment, it's a shield. And once you've trained your body and mind to obey your higher purpose, something mystical happens. You become unrecognizable to your old self. The boy addicted to instant gratification begins to fade. The man of vision begins to rise. That transformation is not loud. It doesn't need to be. Real power is quiet. It walks into rooms and changes the temperature. You will notice the system pushing back. People might mock you. Algorithms might tempt you. Urges might flare, but hold the line. Every time you resist, you level up. Every time you win over your own biology, you become a little more free. Freedom is not found in rebellion against others. It's found in mastery over self. And that's what semen retention truly is. Self-governance. In a world that sells chaos, you become order. In a culture obsessed with indulgence, you become restraint. In a generation taught to seek validation, you become validation itself. That's the anti-grooming protocol. A man who has reclaimed his energy is impossible to manipulate. He doesn't react to the world reacts to him. So here's the challenge. For the next 90 days, retain. Not to boast, not to prove, but to discover. Track your focus. Notice how you sleep better, speak clearer, stand taller. Let the energy transform into drive, into creative fire. By the end of those 90 days, you won't need anyone to convince you. You'll feel it. You'll know it. And when you do, help someone else wake up. Not through preaching, but through example. Let your presence speak. Let your actions teach, because the strongest men aren't the ones shouting about power. They're the ones living with it silently, responsibly, intentionally. Retention gives you that. Purpose sustains it. Contribution amplifies it. And speaking of contribution, if this video has sparked something in you, consider using the thanks button below. Every contribution, no matter how small, helps build this movement. It keeps a message alive and spreads it further to men who need it most. The system grooms. The awakened man unlearns. You were never meant to be tame. You were meant to be disciplined, dangerous, and deeply aware. Guard your seed. Guard your focus. Guard your mind. Because in a world that profits from your weakness, self-control is the ultimate rebellion.